Hey guys, welcome to a collaboration podcast with Start Summer Media and JoFlow Basketball. Guys, before we start the podcast, want to make sure to give us a like and follow us on all our social media. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channels so you can follow along on all of our journeys. Today we have Joboy Flores, and do you boys want to introduce yourselves?
My name is Caitlin Green.
My name is Johan Estrada and I'm 14.
Beautiful. And they've just come back from Singapore last week?
Yeah,
Sunday. This last Sunday, yeah. So well, welcome back home. And how does it feel to be champions of Singapore?
It feels good. Definitely a better experience than last year for coming fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as a team we just really enjoyed the experience, like all of us, winning it. Especially the people that came back from last year. Yeah, just what you said.
Jobs?
I think overall, like, what happened last year pretty much dictated our attitude this time around. You know, I got Johan, Greeny, and Cooper from last year's team. You know, we were pretty devastated after last year. And then this year, you know, we made it a point to, you know, prepare, over-prepare, whatever you call it. But also set the expectations before, you know, months before we go to this journey again. Because lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. And this thing, we get another opportunity to be top age. Because last year, it was a 13 under competition. So 2010 age group was the top age. And then this year again, because the competition got a lot bigger, so they opened up another age group. And that made them top age again, which is 14U. So I think overall the experience was better. Not just because we won, but everyone studied the place, and then, you know, everyone was like 5-10 minutes away from each other, and then, you know, that made the experience a whole lot better because we got to spend time together as a team, and also, you know, off the court. Yeah.
What emotions are you feeling right now? Especially, I want to know from what you guys experienced last year up until, you know, you guys got to win it this year. What's the emotions you guys feel?
When I first got there, like when we first won it, I was kind of like happy and shocked because I haven't experienced winning overseas. Like last year we came fourth and we were all sad and got a medal fourth place. But then winning it, everybody was like really happy, but we weren't showing it. We're all more shocked and just wondered.
Yeah, just because, like, last year we already got knocked out in the semis, so we basically knew in that last game, we already knew that we were going to either get, like, a really low-placed medal or, like, another, like, low-placed medal. But I think this year when we came back and then we won it, I think it's just like a whole nother feeling that we never felt because we came all the way here to represent JoFlow, a Sydney team, you know, winning the Singapore, like, overseas tournament.
Pretty cool.
To me, I don't even know how to put it in words. It was very emotional for us, you know, especially to me. Last year, you know, I was joking to the parents on the way to the finals, you know. I woke up, you know, a little bit better knowing that it's going to be a grand final game rather than the battle for third. You know, I remember last year, I was pretty much on that game, like, I'm tired of this thing. Like, I don't even want to go. But that one, I barely got any sleep thinking about, you know, what to say to the kids. You know, how am I going to motivate these kids? How am I going to get them, you know, off to a good start? But, you know, these kids are special, man. Like, even in the rounds, you see that, you know, something special was brewing already. Like, we these boys were spending a lot of time with each other. The parents are all like letting me do my job, and, you know, there's no real sort of distraction.
Yeah, no one jumping in from the sidelines trying to get there.
Only my dad, but
was he there? Your dad was there?
Yeah, my dad was there.
Very
So
cool.
he's not a coach.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let him say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
But what do you call it? Like during the round games, you can definitely see the growth we were having. People look at the scoreboard of all the games, and they're probably gonna say, oh, like it was an easy route getting to the elimination rounds and everything. But the boys worked so hard. The difference between last year and this year was a huge difference in attitude, huge difference in the way we were sort of playing all these teams from last year, where we were playing from the 3-point line. Don't ever leave the 3-point line, because we were not that good defensively, to now we're playing all the way to the baseline. Like, it was 94 feet. A lot of those games, you can see it was super close until it was not close anymore.
Yeah.
We were tiring teams out. We were getting them out of rhythm, out of their sets and everything. So it was definitely it was a surreal experience. Like, let me tell you one story there that, could define, like, I don't even know how to feel on this one. We had our last game of the pool. I think we were playing a Singapore team called Adroit. Before that game, I think these boys pretty much knew that they were going to be in the quarterfinals, and human nature would be like, let's not take this thing seriously anymore. No, don't like, let's not go as hard. But these boys came out. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, they were hungry. I think they might have felt that, oh, this is the end of all this stuff. Like, let's get momentum going into the quarterfinals. Yeah, bro. Adroit scored the first point of the game as a field goal. I think it was a layup. There was a miscommunication there. That was the only point. That was the only field goal they scored the whole game.
The whole game?
The whole game. Yeah, I think they got
maybe a free throw.
No, 2 free throws, because they ended up with 4 points. I did not. You can say starters, bench people, and everything, but this whole journey was a team effort.
Yeah.
It was a great team effort. I couldn't explain to the parents, because that team was not coming last. And from my assessment on the first game they played, they were good. They were not pushovers, but these boys made it look that easy. When, if you watch the game, there was a lot of effort in there. There's a lot of denying. There's a lot of helping around and rotating. So that's when I first thought, we had something special here, and we might go all the way. That's my very, very first thoughts after that game. I could not explain it. I'm like, how did that even happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the final game like? What was the atmosphere like?
Korean one.
Yeah.
The Korean one.
Yeah. The final game, your finals.
So the crowd was like very loud. There were a lot of other teams watching. Like last year, there were your parents, maybe the other team's parents, nobody else.
Yeah.
Like, it's very dead. But this
It's
year,
like a rep game.
yeah. This year, come in, there's teams watching you, teams from all around the world. And Joe Boy's dad was starting every chant. Like, as soon as the warm-up started, he started chanting and slapping the seats.
I remember that growing up.
Yeah. And then the other team, very loud, yelling defense, let's go Korea, but in their language. So, yeah, it's very good. Different experience.
And what do you think of that final game, Johan?
I think the atmosphere was like, I think it was more towards that side, because their team was actually like a team that was very like high in Korea, like it was like all like their national team kind of. And I think just the way we handled that, I think the atmosphere was really good into like the way we won.
Was it close?
Yeah, it was pretty close. I think in the beginning, until we like kind of like pulled away like near the end.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to say, Tito, about the game? Did you guys you have anything to say about the game?
Yeah, we're at the game. It was a little bit more subdued than the quarterfinal. Sorry, the semi-final. The semi-final was a bit savage for the other two.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any travelling.
Can you bring that over there? Just like pull it. Yeah, that way. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So it was, because they only had their second team and a few supporters there with them, we tend to have the more dominant crowd. So yeah, Joe Boy's dad was getting into it. All the parents were getting into it. But the Koreans were a lot more polite than the Filipino side.
Oh
of the
yeah.
semifinal.
Joe Boy actually, while you guys were there, passed me over that message. Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that. Thanks, Tito. Thanks. Yeah. So, your dad was just saying that the Korean team was a lot more polite than the Filipino team.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any expectations when you went to play that Filipino team? Did he warn you or anything?
He told us they were gonna play hard, like where he
Bro,
grew up. They were
start
gonna play
before
hard.
the game, Greeny. Start before the game. What did I
What?
get you guys to do?
What do you get
What
us
happened?
I don't know.
to do? What did you get us to do?
I got you guys to tape up.
Oh
up? You
yeah,
tape
yeah, yeah. Tape our feet.
These boys are looking at me like I'm crazy, Jim.
Bro, this guy took off the tape mid-game. bro.
Mid-game?
Yeah, because it was folding under my leg, like feet.
Yeah, so he told me about what happened during that game where they wanted to start a fight and all that.
Yeah.
And I told him, kind of embarrassing, but not surprising as well, because I didn't grow up there, but I grew up here. But whenever I'd go to the Philippines, it was always a warning. Whenever I play with the boys on the street or we play a local game or anything, be careful because they'll try to take you out from under you. Like it's
Yeah.
always it's known. It's a known fact. And he grew up playing there, so he would know that as well. But yeah, that wasn't surprising. So do you remember what happened?
So there was like getting physical, and the ref told us to like calm down a bit,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of started blew up. We were up by, what was it, 16, 17 at the time, and the
Yeah.
ref kind of lost control of it.
Yeah.
They were like punching off ball, so the ref was more focused on ball, so they'll punch off ball, and then it just got physical on the rebounds, and that's where it all started.
I think throughout the game it was already a little physical, like from the start. Just like pushes like on the back, just like the little things, you know.
Yeah.
And just like around like I think it was the last quarter, it got to the point where like they actually started like trying to like shove us and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's the tactic when you know you're not going to win the game anymore. Let's just start a fight and, and then let the game end on its own. But well, at least, when you're losing and you got nothing left, all you can think of is at least we can win a fight. Yeah, and that's all they were doing. Huh? Yeah, not surprising at all.
Yeah, to me, I love how these boys responded. They kept playing the game. I think the reason why we won the way we won was because these boys are great kids.
Yeah.
When all of these things was happening, I was the first one they were telling, and I was telling them, this is the brand of game. I would hate to say it, but this is the brand of game they get accustomed to when things are not going their way. But the thing is, these boys kept playing.
And not just playing. From some of the videos I saw, like little clips that he was sending me, I saw that you guys really stood up for each other. You guys stood up for each other. And when they get in your face, you didn't back down. And I was surprised about that too. No offense to you guys. I was surprised because I was like, oh man, these poor Hills boys. Oh, I know you're from Penrith now, but then I was thinking, oh, these boys always play at Hills and it's soft at Hills compared to these boys in Philippines. All they do is fight on the every few games, But then I saw the videos and it was really cool to see you guys stand up for each other, because you don't want to be ever, even as you get older, you always want to back each other up.
Yeah.
And you don't want to show that they can, what's the word? Punk you,
Yeah, bully you down.
put it on you, bully you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because then they'll see a little weakness.
yeah.
And then they'll.
Yeah.
But you know what? Come to think of it, since I started doing the socials and helping out Joe Boy, I feel like I followed the past few months. It's always been the first one I ever shot was you guys training. I remember in the court, and then the game, your grand final when you guys won. But you guys have always been like that. Like you guys have been training very hard. You guys look out for each other. You guys look like you really love playing with each other.
Yeah,
That's the main
that's
thing.
the culture.
That's
That's
the
the
culture,
culture we're trying to emphasize to these kids.
And the other one is, especially your team, I don't know, because it's weird, that it's always been their team that I've featured or recorded. And that hasn't been, it's not like you tell me, oh, we want these boys, but it somehow is. It's always your team. I've seen as well, without saying it, just from what I see and observe and perceive, is there's no individual thing happening here. with the boys. It's like you guys look out for each other. You pass, especially you, Johan. You're really talented, but you feed the boys and make sure that they all look good until you can kind of do your own thing as well. When I know probably in your head you're thinking, I could like just score 25 every game if I wanted to, but it's really good what you do because, you know, I think that's the JoFlow way, right? Team game.
Well, yeah, just the backing each other up. You know, that game really defined how these kids were. You know, at some point, I thought, you know, it was a blessing that it happened because now we play against Korea, which was so polite. You know, they were over polite.
Opposite, yeah.
You know, before we even stepped on the court, they were warming up pretty much right next to us, and you know how they do that bowing thing. You know, like they were so polite. So the grand finals, when we survived the Philippines game, the grand finals, you know, I really had a feeling that it was gonna be made the better team win, kind of thing. Like, and you know, it's a battle of systems, battle of whoever kids got the bigger hearts and stuff, and it was a real pretty much gut check time. You know, it's gut check time. Let's see who's got more to give. You know, if you go back to that game, we were pretty much down 3/4 of the time until, you know, these boys went on a run, and I feel like they grabbed that championship and then just ran with it. Because we for the 3/4 of the game we scored about 23 points. In the fourth quarter alone, we scored 23 points. You know, so that's
really want to win it.
This is something special, man. Something special.
Would you say that was the hardest game out of all the games you played last week? What was the hardest game to you, Greenie?
I reckon the hardest game was probably the quarterfinals, Uno, because they were like.
Where are they from?
Indonesia, I reckon. Think so.
What made them so good?
They were a big team and they were attacking inside and they had shooters outside, so we kind of had the space to floor out. We were up by 9 with a minute left, and they were coming back, and we ended up winning by 3. So they had a good push at the end.
Yeah, Jobs must have said, Greenie, take their best player. Go take him out of the game, huh?
Yeah, just run
defensive
him.
stopper.
Yeah.
And for me, I think it was definitely the quarterfinals for me as well. I just think the team was very versatile because they're all big, but they could all like
do stuff.
Yeah, they could all do like they weren't like just lacking something. Like
it's not like the big's just a post guy.
Yeah, and they just wanted to win it as well. I think they really wanted it as much as we did, but I think we just like went away with it.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Yeah,
100% that one. You know, it's one of those moments that, you know, I try to pick my spots. I try to pick you know, like when would I have a talk to the boys about struggle and overcoming it. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be that early. You know, we were in that quarterfinals game. I think Uno got beaten by the Korean team we played in the finals by 8-10 points. You know, and I didn't wake up thinking...
Wait, the Korean team beat them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they were one of the best seconds. So they would have been the best second of all the pool games because we came second for and against.
Yep.
So
did you guys lose a game?
No, we didn't. Okay. So you have to go undefeated.
Yeah, for and against. Yeah.
So this one, they were just comparing all the for and against with all the, you know, with all the teams that came first, and then we came second. But this Uno team, they were from Indonesia, but they had like 6 Filipino kids, and the coach was Filipino talking Tagalog. Yeah. So they were very feisty, man. Like they were not out of the game pretty much the whole game. Like we would pull away and then they would come back.
So you said they had Filipino kids?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Filipino kids.
So do our team. Our team's half Filipino.
No, but why would you? Anyway. But yeah, they were very feisty. I think that was the biggest test for us. But also, you know, we needed some sort of test after the round game. Yeah. You know, after that we won by 60 points. We needed that. We needed that. Like I know, if I know, like in order for us to overcome what we need to overcome on the way to the finals, like we'd have to overcome this. Yeah. the finals, the semifinals, that's the show. That's the easy one. Like to me, it's not easy, but it's you need to struggle a little bit to get to that place.
Yeah, for sure. You need that before the big games,
Yeah.
or else you might you might sleep in the semis and then you're out.
That was the scary thing.
Yeah.
And
Did you have to change your strategy for some of the teams, or did you just play your way the whole way?
the hardest thing about scouting these teams is there's nothing there. So I always had that philosophy where, if we have nothing on them, they would have to guard us first.
Yeah.
They would have to scout us first and then see what we have before. I tried my best. I tried my best to find some stuff, but I cannot see anything there. It's too tough.
Singapore. Besides the games, did you guys do anything fun?
So we went to like what was it? It's Garden by the Bay.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the lights.
Yeah.
It was me, Nick, both Rafs and Cooper, and we went there. We had dinner at Shake Shack. We went there last year as well, and then we walked across the bridge thing, and we went to the Ferris wheel on the other side, which was scary but good.
You like it out there?
Where
In Singapore.
Oh yeah, it's very nice,
Yeah, it's
clean.
nice. It kind of feels like here in a way, right?
Yeah, when you walk through the nice pass.
Yeah, the nice parts.
I think Singapore. I didn't really hang out with them too much.
You with your family?
Yeah, I was with my family, like my relatives that live there, and I just think it was a good experience. I think it was really hot there, but it was nice. There was a lot of nature. It was like really green, and I just really enjoyed it.
Did you do anything fun? Like, did you go to Universal?
No. The big like
Did you eat at the markets? Those hawker markets?
no.
They have it's like
Shops.
the
Centers,
hawker
yeah,
centers.
yeah.
What is that?
They're known for Singapore's known for the hawker markets where you just order the food in the stalls and then you eat it by the.
Nah,
Huh?
I didn't do that. But like I think like the most fun like I had was just like at the dinner with the team.
Oh, with the boys.
Yeah.
Was that off the semis?
Yeah, that one's fun. That's always fun. We're gonna maybe a few years down the line we're gonna forget that how the story even goes. But what they're not gonna forget, I know for a fact, is the time
Yeah,
they've spent
for
with each
sure.
other. The off court stuff.
Yeah, because when we look back and some of the things that we've done when we were your age, that's a massive thing that you guys got to go out there, with your parents, with your boys, play basketball and then win the championship. But all the other things as well, you always remember those little memories, especially when you're our age, 10, 15 years from now. 10. 10 years from now. You'll always remember that time with the boys, You'll never get that back as well. And that's something that you always remember. Oh,
They'll also
maybe
won't be
also
able to take it away from
you
them.
won't. Yeah, they won't be able to take away from you. But another thing is say you guys both go on your own ways. You go to a different. I don't know. You move to a different city. You play somewhere else. You play somewhere else, or you really take it international. Go play somewhere else. You always remember that when you guys bump into each other. Remember when we went to Singapore?
Yeah.
You'll always remember that. It will be such a vibe when you guys bump into each other. What role did your coach play in the whole Singapore time and, the lead up from last year to this year? What do you think?
So Joe Boy definitely made a massive part with the team in the preparation. Like last year when we got there, we had no team chemistry. Like I played with Johan for probably 4 weeks before we went there, just trained with him, and everybody was new to me. And then this year when we went, everybody, so 6 out of our 8 play Wednesday night all together. So, and then we played with Cooper last year. It was only who's the other one?
Between this year and last year, how many championships have you guys won? Because you won that Hills one that I was at.
So yeah, we won 15, 16s, and then Singapore. So 3.
Wow, in
That's
1
it.
year.
The last 6 months.
Huh?
That
6 months.
Yeah.
I want to know, before I let you speak, Johan, when you guys won the championship at Hills, and I was there and I witnessed it, It wasn't when we were younger and we'd win championships. Yeah, we'd be jumping everywhere, bottles throwing. You guys were like, yeah,
They think they're cool. That's
we,
why.
we do this all.
They're
This is-
so much cooler than us, Jam. We had
Yeah, we were ecstatic. This is the best time ever. Now you guys are like, yeah, walk off the court. Yeah, we do this. This is what we do.
Yeah. I reckon it was because we were. Did we win? How much did we win that game by? 20.
20 something.
Yeah. I feel like because there were only 5 teams, and throughout the season we were beating them all. When we got there, we expected it to be like obviously a close game
But
because
it
we were
wasn't,
playing.
yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't a close game, and we didn't
I
really
get
want
you.
to like celebrate
Yeah.
really much because I know most of them on that team. Because
Yeah,
I played.
that's what you were saying. They're all friends.
Yeah, I know most of them on that team because I played Penrith with them,
Yeah.
like ET, Carlos, and then I obviously know the others. But yeah,
I just think leading up to Singapore, it was just the preparation that he gave us. You know, the amount of time like we were training and you know, just leading up to it. I think also what contributed was just the amount of team chemistry we had. We were all like, you know, friends and stuff. Like we would all joke with each other, but on the court it was just serious. But I think Kujoba also he kept reminding us like how hard this next game would be, like what matters the most, like the next game, not like to stay in the moment, just not like look at any game like past the game we had like just then. Because it was just keeping us in check, ready for the you know, the next game.
Yeah, one game at a time,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to look ahead of that team you guys beat by 60, and then you get to that next game.
yeah.
Oh, you might lose to that team. It's always that game right in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Before you say your thing, I see the way. Okay, we've been friends for a long time, maybe from when we were your age, right? And then now I see the way he is with the kids, with you boys. And it's not just X and O's. He adds a, and I'm not surprised because it's in his heart. The way he is with you boys, like he teaches you not just basketball, right? It's a lot of life values that you'll take away in like 5, 10 years, 20 years down the track. You'll remember the things that he says. He instills a lot of non-basketball things. And I think it's like an older brother thing, right? Like I wouldn't say a father figure, more of a older brother that looks out for you guys. Because he doesn't, most of the time that grand final, even the things in Singapore, at the trainings, a lot of it is not basketball stuff. It's not basketball related things. So I really admire that about you, Jobs.
We were always like that. You know, we were not good. We were not good. You know me. You know, I even, you know, at the first day in Patrician Brothers as well, I was telling you, you look like my friend from Philippines who was really, really good at basketball.
Yeah.
You know, I look up to these people. You know, but when I became good at basketball, I made sure, you know, that I would make everyone love basketball. You know, it was just the journey. You know, it's not because that's how I was as a person, but I know how people feel when they get left out.
Yeah.
You know, I know I was that person. I was that kid. You know, so now I get the opportunity to give back. And it was not always going to be about basketball.
Yeah.
You know, this thing, you know, as my dad said and kept reminding me before, this thing can be over in one moment. But the influence you can have that is not just basketball, you know, that's going to resonate their whole life, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. And what about your parents, boys? You know, it's a big thing. Yeah, it's a big thing for your parents to be. You might not see it now, but I know for sure it's a big thing for your parents to drive you to Hills, wherever you live, every weekend, because they have things to do too, right? They had a life before you guys as well. Yeah. I'm sure they're very busy people too. So they take you out on the weekends. They went with you to Singapore, and it's not free.
No.
It's a lot of money and time. The time is the most important one. How do you feel your parents have played such a big part in not just Singapore, but you know, the way you guys play basketball now?
I reckon my dad and my mum have played a big part, driving me to games and to training. Because my mum has this thing where she gets mad about the driving part, but she says if you don't train, you don't play. So I always try to go always to trainings, and especially the holidays. Like we had training every single day,
Yeah.
and we drive there. It would be, was it 6 to 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go there 6 to 8 late at night, come back, and then do it the next day.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and then especially I play 3 games a week. So yeah, Penn Hills, Blacktown, and Penrith. So yeah, long drives.
Yeah.
But yeah, and with reps, especially
And
driving just like Sutherland or Manly,
Yeah.
long at 8 a.m. in the morning. So
While you're
really
asleep.
tiring.
While you're asleep.
While he's asleep. Kidding. Johan?
Yeah, I mean, for the JoFlow trainings, for me, at least is lucky. Like, the Kings Park is only like 5 minutes away from my house. But I think just for the boys that went to Singapore, it's just the sacrifice that they gave us really pushed us to really try our best to give all we had. So I think
And you guys might not realize it now, but you will when you grow up. You guys are very, very, very blessed to have parents that support you the way they do. You know, to go to the Singapore. Did you go Philippines this year?
I did earlier.
Philippines and all the. Because when I think of it now, and when our parents would take us on a Friday to Mount Druitt to play, or Rudy Hill, or where else?
Wherever it is.
Wherever it is. You just think, oh yeah, that's my dad. He's meant to do that.
Yeah.
But then when you get older, you'll really see, man.
This is hard work.
They really supported
MVP,
us.
Give you MVP
They
to
could
your
have,
parents.
and they could, they could. A lot, because I know I've seen a lot of parents where they're like, it's too much work. It's too much to go take him here and there, and it's a lot of work. So you guys are very incredibly blessed.
It's a sacrifice. I try to say to these kids, I don't know if they hear me, in this aspect where, don't complain when you're giving, when your parents are giving a lot to you, because one day, sooner or later, you're going to have to do it. And that's when you appreciate your parents, because, now you're going to be like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is too much. But once upon a time, your parents, they were happy or unhappy, it doesn't matter.
They're doing it for you.
They're doing it.
Yeah.
They're doing it. They're, unless you can give more, you appreciate the amount of effort. It's effort. It doesn't take talent. Your mom may not be a good driver, but you're driving you there. Your dad, might be coming from work, stressful day and everything. They don't make you feel it.
Yeah, they don't make you feel it. Maybe they do sometimes, but you got to also understand, I used to think when we were younger, our parents were gods. We hold them up to here, but then when you get older, you'll see that they're just like us.
Humans.
They're human. So always be understanding for their sacrifice for you guys.
But to me, it's just being grateful.
Yeah.
It's just being grateful with what you're given. I always hear the parents say, we only strive to be better than our parents. But some parents are going to be so hard to beat. I'm telling you that now. Some parents are going to be so hard to beat. And I don't think they want you to beat them. It's just, maybe some parents didn't get this opportunity and now you want to give everything
to your kid. Yeah.
Some parents are just, that's in their nature to just give to their kids, But this is why I'm mentoring the kids. Not everyone gets this. No. Don't get it wrong. You're getting this, but not everyone gets it. Let's establish that. Be grateful. If you feel like being hard work to your parents today, just don't. Because you get to enjoy all of these perks.
What I was going to say, now you reminded me. Be very grateful, but also be grateful in the way when you come to training, they've dropped you off. Don't just come in now. Yeah, just go through the motions. Remember that your parents took time out of their day to drive you there, and then I don't know what they do. They sit down or they'll go in the car, they'll do some work, whatever they do, right? But they've taken a lot of time to take you there. So make sure you train your best when you guys do that. I'm sure you guys do, right?
Yeah, they do. They do.
What was your most memorable part of Singapore?
Most memorable?
Yeah.
I think it wasn't really like winning it. I think just I don't know. Wait, can you go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, Green.
My most memorable part was probably hanging out with everybody, and then hanging out with them before or after the games,
Yeah.
and then after like a win, quarters or semis, we're all like happy for each other, and then winning the championship was probably the best part. The thing I'm think about and memorize for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
like remember that
for
time we
sure.
went to Singapore and we actually won it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
For me, I think it was just the moments we had together, like when we were joking around and stuff, not really taking it like very like warm ups is just you just like joking around and stuff. Like the games they're nice, but they're like serious. Like it's not something you really remember. Like, but I think for me it was just like being able to hang out with each other like a lot.
Very cool. And you, Jobs?
My best memory probably just going back to where we were the first day of Singapore game. I think that's so special to me. I got the boys to sit down like last year. I get to talk to the boys and hype them up for this game like last year. To me, everything's an emotional moment, especially when you're, spend a lot of time and effort for these young boys.
Yeah.
Whether Greeny or Johan plays basketball in the next 10 years, that's out of my control, But, having that mentorship, having that, that chance to, and an opportunity to give them a part of me, I think that's the most memorable thing for me.
Yeah.
And I told them after the thing, I told them after they won the whole thing, I've never won anything like this in my life.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not even step on the floor, anything like this.
Yeah.
They've achieved
Big
more.
achievement.
Yeah, they've achieved more in such a less time. But I hope they don't take it for granted and they always access that part of them whenever they're struggling. It's bound to happen. Those things, and at least they can pull it out of their heart and just go through that struggle the way they go through these things. I think it's so similar, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna quickly do something, right? Tito, dads, if you guys wanna jump on, if you guys wanna have anything to say about Singapore, we can do that. If not, feel free to sit there. I'll give you a chance if you guys wanna. Tito, do you wanna have anything to say about Singapore?
My dad didn't go.
Oh, he didn't. You didn't go Singapore. Okay. Did you wanna have anything to say about Singapore or JoFlow and the boys week?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about
let's go.
was last year and how he's
Let's go.
progressed in the year.
You
Greeny.
wanna grab that chair a little bit? No. You can.
We'll
just
get
grab
him.
that
Yeah,
chair.
you boys move over, and then we'll get your dad sitting next to Johan.
Does
Is there another chair there?
Does that thing move?
Yeah, let's take that.
Thanks,
Perfect.
Trent.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's do that. And maybe give him your headphones just for now so that he can hear what's going on. Thank you, Johan. Introduce chair for us.
You want to introduce your dad? What?
Yeah, Greeny, go introduce your dad. This is
Um,
Greeny's dad.
Yeah, this is my dad. His name's Trent, and yeah.
You're such a
I don't
kid.
know what else to say.
Bro,
wanna say
you know
thank
how hard it is to introduce your dad with his first name?
Yeah.
I didn't get to call my dad for as his first name until I was like late teenager. I called him Papa, bro.
G'day guys, how you doing?
Welcome, Chance. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, how was your experience in Singapore? And you went there last year as well, right?
Yeah, we did go there last year. It was a little bit different this year.
Yep.
Yeah, where he's come from. Last year, he just joined the JoFlow crew, and when he first came to down to JoFlow, he was a very different player. So he was very nervous, always just trying to dish the ball off. Didn't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And he used to actually ask permission to shoot the ball. So I
Yeah.
think that.
I have a story for that one. On his very, very first game. Caught it in the wing. We were in Melbourne. Looked at me. And he was like, "Can I shoot this?"
I had the ball in my
And then
hand as well.
I looked at him. I'm like, "What?"
So that's where it started.
Yeah,
That's where we were last year.
Yeah.
And he was a bench player. He came on. He was always a good defender, but he really struggled with some of the attack, particularly with confidence.
Yeah, confidence.
So he's worked for the last 12 months with Joe Boy, with the JoFlow guys.
Yeah.
He's obviously been blessed being on a very, very good team and have a very, very good point guard here.
Yeah.
But what it's done, the confidence has grown, particularly on the offensive floor.
Yeah.
Being able to take a shot, being able to get in the right positions, running the plays. This is all what he's been learning at JoFlow. So from where he was last year, being a bench player, being scared with the ball, to taking the board, cutting through some of the best teams in Asia, it's been a real big growth.
Within 12 months.
Yeah, within 12 months, he's gone from that player.
And you, in Singapore last year, the tournament up until this year, what was the big difference that you saw from the team and all the players as well?
I think it was the growth of some of those guys. So where Kalen's grown, Leroy, who wasn't there this year, but was part of the early training squad, where he's come in 1 year as well, same thing. And it's not just limited to my son, it's all the boys. You get there and join JoFlow. You go from here to being here.
Yeah, that's all I've heard, even from people that, people that don't even, I'm not trying to get that out of them. They just tell me this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to say something, because the growth has been huge, enormous in 1 year. So he's only been playing for, I think, 4 years and was improving, but not getting there. In the last year, he's just gone like this.
Do you like the way the program's set? When I say the program, it's very much more, it's more team oriented than trying to be that individual.
Yeah, definitely. The big difference between some of the sides over in Singapore and our sides, so some of these sides may have had more talent than us. And on paper, were probably better sides than us. But we're getting 10 cheap points from just plays around the basket that they're not doing. So it's that preparation before the tournament, getting those points, which come down to the coach getting those plays sorted, and the boys being able to execute, understanding and being able to go out there and execute. So there's two parts to it. Joe Boy coming up with these plays and the boys going out there and delivering. And that's where this team is so good. They can go and do the plays that Joe Boy set up for them. Yeah. And a lot of these other teams weren't getting those cheap baskets under for the inbounds, and and that's probably 10 points every game, and that's the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, and off the turnovers, because I saw your grand final game when I was there. You guys were killing it on defense, and you got a lot of points on the fast break from that because of your scheme. But you guys have to all be involved. I mean, you guys all have to be focused in on that. But it was, I do see that, for sure. The other thing that I wanted to say was I think, because me and Jobs talk a lot about the program and the academy and the team, but as a parent, sometimes you guys know this. You guys want your son to shine. You guys want your son to be always in there handling the ball. But it's been good that you guys as supportive parents just sit back sometimes, let Joe Boy do his thing, and have the confidence in him to develop someone like Greenie, to become green like Greenie. Within 1 year. Yeah, because a lot of I grew up, and a lot of parents really get involved and don't let the coach or let the boys develop.
Yeah, it's probably because he's not a real dominant ball handler. I don't really want him to have the ball all the time, so it's probably a little bit different if it's Johan. If it's Johan, it's probably a little bit different, but. In basketball, and Joe Boy says this all the time as well, it's best shot. You got to come down and take the best shot. If you're dribbling through, got three guys on you, and you got your center sitting waiting for a free layup. That's number one shot. If you don't pass the ball, you're doing the wrong thing. Joe Boy's always said that to the boys, and I say it to Kalen all the time. You've got to take best shot, and when you get into the better games and against the better teams, they're going to stop that shot. They're going to block you, and you're going to miss that shot. You've always got to look for best shot. And it might not be straight away, and it might not be your first shot, it might not be your second shot, but you've got to be looking for best shot. So Kalen's really good. He listens that way.
Yeah,
I think that they do. He listens, and he will go down, and you can see him thinking, I've got to try and get this ball to the center or to the big and try and get off. And he always wants to pass anyway, so it actually helps you.
Is this the first sport he's played since he was a kid?
No, he's played rugby league, played a few other ones.
But this is the one that he's really into now.
Well, he doesn't have to tackle in this one, so it's actually good.
You're saying yourself.
Right, that's a different animals out
Different
there.
animals.
Yeah.
You know, especially at your age, you see these islanders look 25.
Play fullback and your center, your front rows are scared of the 6'6" guy, and now he's playing 1-on-1, looking for a try at you.
It's different.
Yeah, so
They're gonna kill you out.
They always run like, you know when people make this sound, they run like, so you can hear it, like intimidates you. So you're staring at it like this.
Is there anything else about the program besides obviously the basketball side that you've observed from the academy?
yeah, JoFlow's style really suits Kalen. I really think it suits young boys coming through because you're right. It's not just teaching about basketball. There's things in the basketball court that come out in real life as well. About being selfless, giving the ball to other people, about being as a team, about no celebrations, not about you don't want to go and stand over people and do the big celebrations. They're not allowed to do, which is probably why they're not doing the big celebrations at the end of the game because they think they're not allowed to.
You got to tell them, are they allowed to?
It's my fault. Because I've seen Johan do this once and everything. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna sit you down. But that was when you
Let him be him. Let him cook.
I think Raf got put on the bench for doing this.
Yeah, sub him off.
He's so good.
Get him out of there.
Yeah, but all those life lessons, it's not just basketball.
Yeah.
It's about life as well. So yeah, Kalen's the growth both on the court and off the court's been fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love hearing it. Boys, my last question before we end the podcast, do you guys believe that you guys will play basketball professionally one day? How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
14.
You're 14, yeah? Do you believe that you can play professional basketball one day?
When I'm older, it's just something that I've always thought about. I just really want to take this to like another level.
Yeah.
And when I'm older, I really want to be able to be on that stage to be able to play it professionally and as a job, as like my life.
Yeah, perfect. Where do you think, like when you think of where you can play, where do you think when you envision it?
Honestly, like I don't really it doesn't really matter to me where it is. I just want to be able to play it and
Very cool.
make a living off of it.
Very cool. You know you can do it, right?
Yeah.
Because me and Jobs, we've seen, and we're friends with people that are doing it. But the one thing that is the difference between someone that's out there now and doing it to the ones that aren't, and it's not talent at all. And it might seem like a cliche, it might sound like it, but it's not at all. We have friends that we grew up in the same year as a lot of boys that were touted to be the next this in rugby league, in basketball. We were friends with them. They were in our classes. But the one that made it was the one that we never thought of. But it's because in his head and in his heart, he really believed, I'm going to play in NRL. And that I always talk about, his name is John Seliseli Asiata, and he played for the Cowboys, and he won with Jonathan Thurston in 2016, I think. And then he also, just last year or 2 years ago, he won in the Super League in UK. And if you really believe that you guys will one day play professionally and make it your life, you really can. It's just that you got to keep it there that this is what I want to do. And whatever in between this path, I'm going to make that happen. It's just focus in on that and no distractions. And it's going to happen. You're just going to figure it out between today at 14 all the way up until you make that happen. And when you do, remember this.
It's true.
John used to play with us basketball.
Yeah.
He's injured a few kids, but he wasn't the biggest. I don't know if he was the strongest.
He was never even in A grade.
He wasn't in A grade.
Yeah.
He wasn't in A grade. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And we had 2 A grade teams at one point.
We had 2 A grade teams.
2
That's
A-grade
how,
teams
because
at one
Patrician
point.
Brothers.
That's how good we were.
Yeah, Patrician Brothers has Para and Penrith reps. The junior teams, and they all play in the one school, and they're still always number 1 high school in rugby league. but he was never the best. I'm telling you, nobody knew that he was going to. But he's won 2 championships for different the 2 top leagues.
The biggest thing I just want to say is, freedom becomes the test. Freedom becomes the test. After high school, it's after high school. You have so much time, boys.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've met so many people that started playing basketball seriously after high school. And freedom becomes the biggest test.
Yeah.
Can you guys focus when you have all the time in the world?
Yeah, and there's gonna be a lot of distractions.
And then there's gonna be a lot of distractions.
When you're after
just
18,
to name a few, you guys are good-looking kids. Too,
there's gonna be a lot of distractions.
Yeah. It's how
But
you guys are gonna respond to that.
But even at the tender age of 18, say you do have a girlfriend or whatnot at 18, remember you can bring that with you. Don't let that drag you down. You can bring it with you to your career. Like LeBron had a high school sweetheart, and look at him now. Yeah, so don't ever let someone in your ego, even when they say something and someone says one little thing and it irks you and it kind of brings you down, don't listen to it. Always believe that that's my goal. I'm going to play in the Philippines, or I'm going to play in the NBL, or I'm going to play in Japan. Could you imagine a lifestyle? You're playing professional basketball, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe $1 million or so, but you live in Japan. Have you been to Japan? It's amazing. So Tokyo. Imagine you played basketball and you were in Tokyo. Imagine this, Johan, in 10 years' time, and you're in Japan, and then we go, bro, remember that podcast we did in 2024? Look at Johan. He's like the star in Japan. Look at Greeny. Greeny is in Japan, and
bro, Greeny was born because of Japan, bro. He had a Japan holiday, bro. And then he came back, he just hit it three, bro.
Have you been to Japan?
Yeah, I was my friend.
You did? Wait, just you and your friend?
No. My friend and his family.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've seen it. It's fun, yeah? Like
Yeah.
the culture, the food, everything. But imagine you play there every week, you're making money, and then you get to live there, you get to live the lifestyle. You can make that happen.
Yeah. I need to focus on making a rep team first.
Hey, don't watch the tryouts. The tryouts don't mean anything. It's all about the game. We need guys watching the game. Greeny, when I watch you play, Greeny, tenacity on defense, and you make the right plays as well, and you slash at the right, you go into the right spaces. You do all the little things that use the intangibles.
Jem, you gotta release this before Tuesday. You gotta announce the second round, the next round on Tuesday.
But boys, I want to thank you for jumping on. It's cool that we get to do something like this as well, because we get to know you boys. And thank you, Dad, for jumping on and discussing JoFlow, and also for both of you for supporting these boys. Because without you guys wouldn't be playing at all. Do you know how to catch a bus to Blacktown? Do you know how? You live 5 minutes away, but are you comfortable catching the train to Marion and then walking and then?
No, I gotta walk like 15 minutes to a train station.
See,
like
that's
an
what I
hour.
mean. And then you gotta walk, then train.
Yeah.
It's a different life doing that. We used to catch bus sometimes. A different life in Blacktown. But yeah, I do want to thank you boys. Joe Boy, is there anything you want to say about Singapore before we end it? Proud of these boys?
I think the proud is given, man. Like, they've achieved something more than I could even ever imagine. But I think for the Singapore trip, also to mention, I shouldn't forget, we also sent a 16 under team.
Yeah.
They didn't have the same success, but I think from what I can recollect, they've gotten more from that trip from these guys, because they played against some of the boys from the Mongolian national team on their first game. So that first game was a big wake-up call for them straight away. Even though we lost, I tell them after all of it that we get to take home something more than a medal. It's experience. They get to know the expectations. So they were pretty much in the same boat as them last year.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So from Will they have a team next year? That same team, maybe.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the future holds, Jem, but hopefully, hopefully they respond well. But the boys, from the training yesterday and all that, they're pretty motivated, and they're going at it a little bit more, with a little bit more, rather than just going through the motion.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
remind them stuff now and everything,
Yeah.
because when we were going through training camp, they didn't have any clue. They didn't have any clue. Like so when push comes to shove, there's nothing there. But yeah, they also had a great experience. Also great bunch of families and all that. I don't have anything.
The parents.
The parents were great. The Singapore trip is a big, it's a big thing for me where we can it just reassures me that I can coach.
Yeah.
It reassures me that we have great kids, that we don't need to force ourselves upon other people. Like we just get people from our program. We have I think a great grassroots program in our academy where
Yeah.
we can just pull out talent in there.
For sure.
Me, we're old school. We're not fans of just getting our competitors or other people. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like that. But like it just reassures everything
That you're working on.
that we're working on already. But we needed Singapore for that, isn't it?
Very cool.
Yeah. But for those who are trying out for reps, all the best to everyone. It's a big time of the year again, very anxiety-inducing to a lot of the parents, not the kids. But all the best to everyone. And thank you for this. Thank
Yeah.
you for this moment, Jem. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks, boys, for joining us, and everyone watching back home. Thank you for watching this all the way through to the end. Make sure to follow JoFlow Basketball on all social media platforms, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on Start Somewhere Media. Until next time, we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.